My biggest concern about Timeless is that it really feels like it's falling smack in the middle of the model show that we've been getting a lot of ever since Lost became a success, and that it's a very serialized show. And in the pilot episode, we get a bunch of mysteries and how certain characters are connected to the plot even though they don't know it yet. I enjoy stories like this. The problem is they rarely survive their first season.
There's a lot to build on this, and hopefully we get a season 2, because that's definitely not a guarantee. You look at the ratings, it's very borderline. I've read a couple articles today about the chances. Welcome back. This time we're talking about NBC's Timeless, and the fact that it's been canceled, and the fact that apparently I can't pick shows to watch that are going to actually survive to a second season. Now, I might be overstating things a little bit, but I am incredibly disappointed with the news that Timeless has been canceled. I learned about this late yesterday. The news broke apparently sometime yesterday. I was just getting ready to go to bed, and I see on my news feed something about, I don't remember what show it was that had gotten canceled. It was some other show that I don't watch had gotten canceled, and it was on Deadline. I'm like, you know what? If things are being announced, maybe Timeless has been renewed for a season 2. So I go and start scrolling through headline after headline. This show's been canceled. This show's been renewed. This show's been canceled. And then I get to the headline that says Timeless has been canceled. And I just went, crap! Actually, that's not the word I use, but I do try to keep this channel family friendly. So crap is the word I'm going to have to use here, because I was incredibly disappointed. I'm not going to say Timeless was going to win any awards as the greatest show on television, or the greatest show on network television, or even the greatest show on NBC. But it is a show that I really enjoyed, and even more so, I enjoyed talking about. I reviewed all 16 episodes of this show. You can see those videos if you'd like as you watch this one and only season. But it was just a show that had a good arcing storyline, as well as good episodes of the week. I enjoyed the cast, I enjoyed the characters, and just had fun with it. And now it's no more. As I alluded to in the little opening bit, I sort of predicted this. I had some hesitation to really latch onto this show, because it really felt like one of those highly serialized shows that was going to get one season and no more. And sadly, I was right. The ratings were kind of mixed. It wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible either. And I mentioned in my review for the season finale, because of the financial behind the scenes stuff with how much NBC owned a stake in it, it helped the chances. And if you read the tweets from the showrunner, they really thought they were going to come back. This hit them pretty hard as well. A lot of times shows know, yeah, this is it, we're not going to come back. But it really felt like those involved with the show had some belief that they were going to get a season 2, and that was not the case. Obviously, the season finale ended on a big cliffhanger. With the revelation that not only was Lucy's mother a deep cover Rittenhouse agent, but Emma was as well. I suppose we can sort of pretend that the episode ended right when Lucy was going to go talk to her mother to sort of say goodbye, before she and Wyatt went back in time to save her sister, and therefore sort of condemning her mother to sickness. And if we're going to go that route, we can also pretend that while they're back there, they make a side trip to save Flynn's family. They probably do it in a way that doesn't cost too many lives, although Wyatt probably wouldn't feel too bad about shooting a couple Rittenhouse agents for old time's sake. So they come back to the present. Lucy's mother is once again ill. She feels guilty about that, but we as an audience don't have to, because we know that she was a Rittenhouse agent and does not deserve much sympathy. But Lucy's sister's back. They reunite even though her sister doesn't realize that anything was wrong. Maybe they can find a way to save Wyatt's wife. If not, then perhaps he and Lucy get together. And they can be a couple like Rufus and Jaya are. And we can either pretend that her sickness is cured eventually, or maybe that will lead them on some new adventures that don't involve Rittenhouse and possible certain death. The showrunner did mention that the studio is shopping the series around. He did not seem to have much in the way of hope along those lines. I suppose the Sci-Fi Network, or Sci-Fi, whatever they call themselves now, might be interested. I don't see any of the streaming services jumping up for a relatively low rated network show. So I'm just going to have to believe that this is the end. So my little supposition, I do write fan fiction on occasion. That's just going to be my little ending note for this show. And it's just going to be happily ever after, because why not at this point? But as I alluded to, I seem to have a bad habit of picking shows that don't survive. This season, it was Timeless. I did hit with The Good Place, which did earn a second season. The same can't be said for Conviction, a show that never even got its back 9. So it got 13 episodes and died the death of non-cancellation. Because I'm still not 100% sure if the show has been officially canceled by ABC. They seem to be dragging their feet with that one. Last season it was Forever on ABC. Another time travel-esque type show that had procedural elements. And one that I really enjoyed, and like Timeless, ended on a pretty hefty cliffhanger. I really don't watch that much network television anymore. I picked up a few more shows this time around, if only because there were several that I wanted to talk about and do videos on. I enjoy talking about long-form television. When you have these season-long arc type things, you got those Lost type elements like Timeless had. It's fun diving in and making predictions and seeing if they come true and just having fun with it. And this Timeless was one that I really could do that with, and sadly we're not going to get a second season. Now, if you're upset like me, let me know what you think about NBC canceling Timeless. What's your version of the ending, if we're going to sort of eliminate the cliffhanger? Or what do you think would have happened with a second season? Let me know either in the comments below. I'd like to just bounce ideas off each other and have some fun with it as we mourn a show that we enjoyed watching. As always, you can subscribe to my channel, check out some of my other reviews, and until next time, screw NBC.